Alright, hello everyone. I know I haven't switched it over just yet, but welcome to the stream. And as always, I'm glad to have you with me. Hey Minnie, welcome to chat. Uh, Now, I have been dealing with some issues with my camera for the past couple of streams. That's why every time we go over the intermission, there's just a black box in the left side. But I think I have actually managed to figure it out. So, back to streaming from so long ago, I mean, there's going to be so many different weird little things that I have to deal with, like weird little bits and bobs that I gotta fix. So, let's see if this works correctly. Wait, that's different. What? Wait, why does it look like that? No, I'm just messing with you. Hello everyone, I have gone the way of the VTuber. Yes, I know, woe be upon us. But hello, this is what you can expect to see in the streams from now on. I've seen so many things happening with like VTubers and whatnot, and I was interested. I was interested to do a little bit of research into it myself, and I found that it's actually not very hard to do. Thank you, Minnie. I'm a fan of it too. It's not very hard to do it these days. Like, thankfully, with a camera that's like decent enough to track your face, and a free program. Sorry, excuse me. With a free program, you can actually just make your own avatars. Like, I don't have hand tracking or all those fancy things, because those require extra hardware, and your boy ain't got money for that. But I can at least do this very bare minimum sort of thing. And yeah, so this is what you will see from now on in these streams. You will see this whenever you see the intermission, and as well as in game. So I hope you all come to enjoy it. I hope you don't hate it too much, because it's sort of here to stay. Or at least for a while. At least until I can find more interesting ways to do things. Because I'm always experimenting with this sort of stuff. I always want to make things better in some way or fashion. I want to make things new and exciting and interesting for everyone involved. And this is just the newest way that we're going to do it now. But without further ado, we are going to get into the game, because we are going to be doing some Junicraft SMP today. And I figure we might as well start with where everyone starts, which is a server tour. So let me go ahead and get myself where we are going to be able to start a server tour. So I wandered a little bit from where I was, just to make sure that the sounds and stuff wouldn't mess me up. Surprisingly simple. Yeah, I totally use mine if I had a way to use the camera without things getting weird. I get that. I do. Apparently the best face tracking is with an iPhone, which I'm not a fan of, because I'm an Android guy. But it works well enough with just a normal webcam. With you, I understand the like drawbacks, but yeah, it can be a little weird. So I know you just got the sort of, for anyone that doesn't know in chat, Minnie is a PNG tuber, which means that basically she's got a little flat 2D character that sort of animates when she speaks. Whereas mine, I've got like the head tracking, blink tracking. And yeah, roll my neck. I can't move my hands because that's like a fucking $150 thing, and no, I ain't got it. But yeah, with your situation, I can understand where it'd get a little weird, but I want to try it myself. And plus, it's like the big thing. Like, everyone's gotta have the VTuber now. If you are not a VTuber, then you will be left behind. So, I had to try it. Plus, it's kind of fun. Like, I'm using keybinds for all these different expressions, and that's a little weird. I'm not really gonna do that much in game, because it's not good enough to really track my entire face and like everything about my expression. But yeah, we're gonna get into the game here. Enough fucking around. Alright. And welcome one and all to the Junicraft server. This really harkens back to the good old days, doesn't it? That's something to talk about. So, yeah, it works well with my phone. I just need to close things for the tracking to work properly. I can technically make videos with it straight from my phone, though, so that's cool. Yeah, I hear a lot of VTubing software you can do something similar. But I'm not using my phone just because I don't like the idea of like keeping my phone somewhere specific and just like, yeah, you gotta keep your phone there. Oh, well, I'm giving away what the keybinds are, aren't I? But yeah, I don't like the whole idea of, oh, you've gotta have like your phone posted up somewhere while you're streaming to just get the most out of your facial tracking software. But yeah, that's my whole thing. But yes, this is the Junicraft server. Welcome, everyone. A little hiccup has been in the works because before I even started streaming, before I started the whole push that I'm doing now, before I started the words. What are words? Help. Before I started the schedule that I have now, I was originally under the impression, and we were all kind of originally under the impression, that Junicraft would enter a new season. And that kind of didn't work out because we're going to enter a new season come 1.20. And 1.20 isn't out yet. So we're just here for now. And this is the current world of Junicraft and is very, very well taken care of. And this actually, look at that. Do you want to be dead or alive next season? Humans for life. That is an allusion to the next season of Junicraft, where there's going to be a whole thing of different factions of players. Some will be zombies, some will be humans, some will be other things entirely. And that's going to be interesting. And I encourage all of you to watch and whenever that comes around. But yes, we are going to get started here. Obviously, this is Spawn. We are here at the Spawn portal. It's a very nice, very beautiful area. And let's go ahead and take, like, just... This is sort of a leftover. They've had a couple of things included in it, like dungeons and whatnot. But there's a whole lot around this little spawn area of just like a whole bunch of different builds. And this is Spawn is pretty much treated like a market district. So pretty much everything here is a shop. Hopefully I'll actually be more active come next season. Yeah, I hope so. I hope to be a little more active come next season too, because while I was active before, I'm not so active now, and it does make me a little sad to say that. Ah, what? Fuck off. Why did I throw my sword? Go away. Go away. Go away. Well, I've drawn their ire. Oh well. But I got a sweet banner. Oh, fuck. Go away. Why couldn't I fire my bow that time? Why are all of you here? Fuck off, I'm trying to do a stream. Jesus. You can't do anything. You can't have shit in Detroit. You can't have shit in Detroit. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and take you through some of the shop stuff. So over here we've got the shop of B, where he does he sells ores, and we got like a little mining system. Like you can look through the book here, and he will actually mine for you. And I'm not gonna go through everything, of course. I'm mainly just gonna highlight things. Oh, I fell on again. Because I know that this isn't really what you're here for. But I still want to take a look around things. Like Junie's landscaping. And for those who don't know, Junie is actually the owner of the server. So she does a landscaping business, and you can see like some of her work out here. It's very nice. Nearly went back in there. And I can like show other things. Like I won't really get into other people's bases right now, but if people want me to check out people's bases in like subsequent streams, then we can certainly do that. But for now, this is just what it is. And this, yes, this is sort of me stalling for time because I have no idea what to do otherwise. We got a nice little emporium down here to choose from. There's not too much stock around here. The server's been kind of quiet since talk of the next season has come up. We haven't been doing too much on here. And I'm just going to show you like a couple more of these places before we check out my base. For instance, this is one of my favorite shops here because they actually have quite a few different things. They got all these enchantments up here. All these boxes are just enchantments. One enchantment for each. They can go down. And you got even more stuff down here to buy. I think one of these was destroyed the last time. Was this one? No, it wasn't this one. I think it was this one. No. Which one of these was it? Ah, is this one. Prices really sank low. Yeah. Real low. Moving on. Yeah. I was planning on giving like a big old tour, but honestly, it's just, I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it. It's a little sad to walk around here right now because, like, everyone's kind of, it feels kind of abandoned, even though it's not. It's not abandoned. But it just, something feels like people have already moved on. And I get it. I do. We got things like this. Humans are the way. Don't trust a zombie next season. Racism. Running rampant. Well, let's go ahead and check out my base. I think my base is this way. Yes? Yeah. Is my base this way? My base is to the north, isn't it? Okay, it's not this way. It's this way. This way is my base. Yes, this way is my base. So my base is that thing. Gotta fly my way down here. And you can kind of get a vibe of what the base is going to look like just based on this. But you don't really get a vibe of the scope of it until I really show you. Wanting actor. Thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. And now you can sort of get a feel for the scope of my base. Even though most of it's empty. But you will never understand how long it took to get all this oxidized copper. Not even just getting the copper, oxidizing it. It took forever. And it's all got the, well, I don't know if it all has the vines. I think it all has the vines. I'm pretty sure it all has the vines. It all has the vines. It all has the vines. And just like I said, with the birch. You know I'm not racist against the birch. Because I used so much of it here. I'm just kind of tired of seeing it. So I will burn it all in Vintage Story. I will use it for as long as I must in Skyblock before I can get something else that I want to use. Oh, like spruce or something. I'll go back to the basics. I got a few basic amenities around here. Like we got a little storage area. It's pretty nice. In here, we got the last bit that isn't oxidized. Slowly creeping down here. I'm actually gonna, real quick. I don't know why I do this. I just feel like it helps it oxidize faster for some reason. It probably doesn't. Honestly, I respect the commitment to getting all that copper. Thank you. Thank you. I can't remember if it was B or Junior or both, but they were just like, you're an absolute fucking insane person for doing all this copper. I'm like, yeah, I am. But, you know, what are you going to do? And the bridge is one of the new additions for the lighthouse, which actually has like the rotating light. It took me way too long to figure that out. There's no reason it should have taken me that long to figure out. It's so simple. But it's very soothing to stare at. It's very soothing. So I'll just take a moment, stare at the lighthouse for a little bit. Lo-fi lighthouses to stare at in the rain. Been around a bit, and all I have nothing to show for except a big empty block. Well, yeah, but you haven't been on much, so it is what it is. To be fair, like, the entire server's been a little dead. Like, we got the super smelter here that I finally filled in the back of. It took me forever to fill in the back of this thing. Not forever to build it. It's been built for quite a while, and you can see that I still don't have, like, the backing to it. But, you know, I can only do so much. There's so much already going on here. Are you really going to ask more of me? There used to be a thing there, and now there isn't, and I keep thinking there's a thing there and isn't. We got a nice little chicken farm that is not very effective. It's not. I wish it was more effective, honestly. It would be nice if it was more effective. And also, for anyone that's wondering, because you may be seeing the VTuber model and be like, oh, what's the story? For the most part, there's not really a story. I figured if I was going to have a shtick... Oh, let me get rid of these guys. Nice. I figured if I was going to have a shtick, well... Lifeless Profess. Appreciate the follow. 2 in like 10 minutes. That is a record. Yeah, I figured like if I was gonna have some sort of shtick or anything like that for VTuber, then I wanted to do something that was different. Because my first thought was like, oh, AI. Because I love AI. And the first voice acting thing that I ever did was for a friend, and it was in one of his series. It's a party up in here, yeah. It was for a series of his. I don't even know if he's still around. Twisted Gaming. He used to be one of the peacekeepers on my old server. Like, I say peacekeeper. It wasn't like a cop. That was what we called our people. We were mind peace, and so our people were peacekeepers. But he had a little series where he was doing like a 1-block challenge, and he was giving his story, and there was an AI in the story. And I voice acted the AI in his story, and it was terribly done. Like, his writing was a little weird, and my setup was a little weird, and everything about it was a little weird. But it was the first voice acting thing that I had done. I was an AI. So I was like, I should be an AI. And then I was like, well, I mean, think about it. You've seen 2 AI VTubers, and you're not even big in the VTubing scene. And one of them is Girl DM. You can't beat Girl DM. You can't. So I was like, okay, well, if I'm going to do a shtick, I should do something interesting, something a little different. Oh, I didn't even realize I didn't have any of this here. I'm going to go get some mossy cobble wall and put that there. So I figured do something different. Well, I sort of went through just like a list of things, and I eventually settled on like, well, how about a mad scientist? How about a scientist? Be a scientist. Because the scientist is the one making the AI, and the scientist, what is the scientific method if not an exacerbated condition of fuck around and find out? My entire life has revolved around fuck around and find out. So I'm a scientist. And I'm slowly being driven mad by just everything. I don't have a gimmick for my character. I just wanted to adopt the colors of the ace flag. And then I made something that I thought was cute. Yeah, and that's fair, and that's like more power to you. And this honestly could just work like that. I just wanted to explain that because honestly, there's probably few people that are actually asking the question of, hey, why lab coat? Oh, it's down there. I'm an idiot. It's fine. You don't have to be smart to be a scientist. But I wanted the gimmick, is what it was. I wanted to have some sort of unique aspect to my character. Because that's also part of the appeal of VTubing, is that you are a character. Like, it's an extension of yourself, sure, but it's also a character. And it's sort of a thing like D&D, where you can sort of express a part of yourself that you may not really pay attention to otherwise. And I'm missing a stone brick wall. Damn. But at least I had enough of the mossy cobble wall. So we'll get one more of those. Yeah, I know that you don't have to have a gimmick. It's not a required thing. But I just felt like I wanted one. And that it would, like, express some aspect of my personality. Of, like, who I am. And I feel like it does that. I feel like it does that, and I feel like it's interesting and a little different. Am I going to play into it a lot? Probably not. But, you know, most VTubers don't either, so. Okay, this one doesn't go with any of those. Weird. But yeah, so I figured that would be sort of what I wanted to do. And for any of you out there that are thinking similarly, that's fair. I've toyed with the idea of making some sort of lore, but I never got around to doing it. I don't really have any lore, per se. But I feel like that's a good jumping off point for lore, should I ever decide to do it. But that's a fair point to bring up to just most people. Like, if you want to be a VTuber, you don't need lore. You don't need a reason to have the character that you do. You can just be you. Oh, that's a slab. Oh, shit. I thought that was a stair for some reason. Oh, right, because I'm only missing one stair here. I put this stair over here so it can just block up that entrance when I stop using it. But I haven't stopped using it. I really should. I should make a new entrance to that mine. Let's see. What is in line with this mine entrance? We're going to travel along this line. Okay. Promising, promising. So we got here. But if we keep going, we got like here. I don't feel like I want to go this low for it, though. I feel like let's knock this out. Let's pop that in the offhand. And let's go through here. And just, like, build a sort of path to the mines. See, look at that. We found a thing to do already. There's so many, like, half-baked and half-finished projects around my base. There had to be something. There had to. Ooh, some more copper. As if I needed it. I'm still gonna take it. And if you can notice the bar at the top there, this server actually does do MCMMO, which, if you never played with that, is pretty interesting. It gives like an experience bar sort of thing for everything you do. So you can progressively get better at everything. And let's just, for the sake of things, pop that there. And I really should have just done that after, but who cares? It's fine. Was it up here? No, it was one more up. Ugh. Let's go back in here. We really should just pop some torches. For no other reason than just keeping the mobs away. Okay, let's... There. And we'll expand this out a little bit here. Let's just let's make it like a 3x3. 3x3 is a good hallway to have. And we'll go from there and see. Medora line mob. Appreciate the follow, but not about the spam there, my dude. I knew they'd start popping up, but you know. I tweaked some settings, and I figured they'd probably find a way to get around it, but you know. I can tweak it back. It's whatever. That's gonna be a problem. You know what we can do, though? We can drop this down a little bit. So, like... Okay. Say we did this. Say we do it here. Yeah, it happens. Yeah, I know. I was just hoping it'd take them longer, but, you know. Okay, say we did this, and say we just punch a hole through here. Also, a bit of a funny thing. Yesterday, I said that I had found a different lo-fi beats playlist in the hopes that I wouldn't have to contend with DMCA or anything. Part of yesterday's stream got muted because of DMCA. So that's great. I mean, I'm not particularly worried about it. It's just like, damn, I did this specifically so this wouldn't happen. I used to read out my chat, or I used TTS to read out my chat. And I had one person come and spam because they thought it was funny. Why do people gotta do that? Why do people gotta be assholes like that? Like, whether you know what you're doing or not, like, don't be a dick. Like that. Oh, I actually don't need to punch out this part of the wall. It's fine. But I think I've got that as one of my channel rules. It's just don't be a dick to people. Like, life is too short. Life is short. Do something to a bagel. Taliesin Jaffe, 2020 something. He actually said that, and I find it hilarious. I don't know why my stomach is rumbling. Like, I had lunch today. And I only just started streaming. I should not be hungry already. And you just ignore it and power through. Power through. Like all those shonen anime protagonists. Okay, so I think we're gonna go out to about here. I'll probably just leave that because we're gonna replace it with something. That's a bummer. I made a playlist with a lot of stuff from Game Chips. Haven't had an issue with them so far. Yeah, that's cool. Like I literally just searched on Spotify lo-fi for Twitch. And like I played the first thing that came up and it gave me DMCA. But this one specifically is like DMCA free. I actually just made dinner myself. Ooh, nice. What'd you get? Hope you got something good. Apparently today is adobo day at the local Filipino place. So that's real fun. Game Chops. Oh, okay, I think I know of them. Or rather, I think I've heard of them. I don't think I know of them per se. Unless you mean to say that you had pork chops. In which case, well, I don't know what to say. I just fried up some leftover rice and pork chops. That's hilarious. What are the odds? What are the odds? I'm sure a few of these bot things are coming from a couple of the Discord channels that I post to. Because I try and like spread the word a little bit just to, you know, throw it at the wall and see what sticks. But one of them, though I like the creator that runs the Discord server, attracts a lot of spammy people. And it's just not great. Because, like, I had someone try to do the old Steam maneuver of, oh, I just blocked you on Steam by accident. Or, like, I reported you on Steam by accident. Like, is this your user profile? I think I accidentally blocked you on Steam. Click this link to appeal it. I hate that thing. Taking my time eating, so I'm late for stream, but it's fine. Yeah, it's fine. People understand. And if they don't, fuck them. We're people too. Streamers are people too. Always remember that, everyone. Streamers are people too. We're not just like random bits of code on your screen. We're actually people. Parasocial relationships can hurt. Buy gold. Yeah, that's all I got. That's all I got. But yeah, it's just... a lot of people seem to think of streamers and content creators in general as like very separate entities from people. You should into Sari. Oh, you should look into Saribot. Right, for dealing with known spam accounts and stuff. I will look into that. I'm not too good with the bot stuff, but I should really look into it. I know right now, basically, my chat just belongs to AutoMod and Stream Elements. But I don't know how good they are at specific things. I've already had to whitelist a couple of things that have been said by like you and Fox in chat, because AutoMod's like, hey, this person said butt. He wants to fuck him up? I'm like, no. Fuck no. Leave him alone. Like, literally, I think it got you, specifically, Minnie, on saying, like, something is a pain in the butt yesterday. And I was like, what? Like, why is that a thing? Why is it getting you for saying pain in the butt? I'm terrible with bots. Sorry, bot is easy to set up, though. Alright, I'll take a look at it. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah. It was something. It was something. I'll say that much about it. Oh, I didn't even realize that copper there. Well, now I realize how blind people can get during streaming and such. Because, like, if you've ever looked at someone playing a game or something, and you're like, oh my god, why are you acting like it's nowhere to be found? It's right there in front of you. Why don't you just get it? I get it now. I understand. I'm not paying attention to anything I'm doing. Just the fact that I'm doing it, and I'm trying to, like, talk and be interactive and be entertaining. What? Okay. Cool. Why did you do that? Damn. Well, thankfully, I didn't put this any lower. Yep, that's my everyday. Yeah, I sort of brought that one upon myself. We are gonna take the floor down one more. I'm gonna take from here. Yeah, one of the main reasons that I took the thing down, because it's just like the whole verify your phone number thing, is for some reason Tori was getting a thing of like, you have to verify your phone number on your account, and she's like, okay, here's my phone number. And they're like, no, that's for a different account. You need to do a different one. She's like, what? Oh, god damn it. I activated the super miner. Didn't mean to activate the super miner. More like stupid miner. Actually, can I reach that? Yes. No. Get out of there. It's just There we go. Okay, so we gotta do this one. And we'll just and take these back one. Okay. So we have a space to work with. I have a blind viewer that likes to watch my videos, and she called me out for not being descriptive enough. And I'm like, fair point, but I'm trying to pay attention to at least 3 things similarly while I'm streaming. It's not as easy as it looks. She was cool about it, though. Yeah, like, it is... People sort of underestimate the challenge that comes with being entertaining. Like, I'm not saying, oh, it's so hard. It's so difficult. Being so funny. Nothing like that. It's just, it takes more mental power than you think it does. Like, it takes concentration to be actively entertaining. Like, you can't just flip a switch and just be entertaining all the time, every day. Like, one thing that's really important to know is that, how do I phrase this? Not only is it about being entertaining, it is also about just being entertaining to yourself for an extended period of time. Because while there are people in chat talking, for the most part, I am just doing this for me. I'm sitting alone in a room, looking at 2 computer screens, one of which has a little anime dude that's representing me, and a bunch of words on the screen that represents you. And it's difficult to really separate that from just being funny just in your own presence. And there's something about it that makes it very challenging. And it's hard to explain or really convey to someone who's never made content, because it's such a foreign concept. The idea of like being funny to no one in particular. Because that's essentially what you are doing. You are being funny to no one in particular. Come to think, I should knock this one out as well. So I'm going to knock all this back by 1. I'm just going to pop, get this, pop, and just carve those couple back. Pop. There we go. Yeah, and none of this is like me complaining or anything. This is me being like, it's so difficult being me, doing these things, being entertaining for all of you. Woe is me. There's none of that. It is just me like conveying how it go. How people don't think it be like it be, but it do. It really do. And I guess I'm just being, I'm putting the awareness out there. I don't know. If I'm being rambly, someone please stop me. Okay, all this is going to take forever to oxidize, so we're just going to pop it down now. Yep, and since I use TTS and a magnifier to do pretty much everything, I sometimes get overwhelmed with all the voices and stuff coming in, so it's sensory overload on top of trying to be entertaining. I totally get that. I am very susceptible to sensory overload. You can ask Tori. Like, okay, so she had a couple of buddies of hers that came over to help us move. Like our furniture and such. And like at the end of it, that and I'm consistently trying to not sound monotone. Yeah, thankfully I've got a pretty animated voice myself, so I don't have to worry too much about that. But it's still like as the stream drags on, I have to sort of pay attention to it more and more, just because it does sort of creep into you after a while. Isn't rambling the point? Kind of. It's just I don't know what I'm saying at this point. Oh, I missed that one. Oh, we'll need more anyway. What was I saying? Right, I was saying the story about moving. So, what it was is that Tori had a couple of buddies of hers, a couple of male friends, come over and help us with all of our furniture, because we had a bunch of furniture and we had a bunch of old furniture. And if you never moved old furniture doesn't like to be moved. Old furniture wants to stay exactly where it is and decompose over time. And if old furniture is moved, then there is a good chance of it coming apart completely. It will just dissolve to dust in your hands. So we were doing our best to move the old furniture without it dissolving to dust in our hands. And not to mention the fact that there were like 5 dressers that we had to move. I know, there's 3 people in our house, yet there's 5 dressers. I don't get it either. But it just is what it is. And none of them are mine, weirdly enough. 5 dressers, 3 people, one person has no dressers. I don't get it either. Not the point, though. Hey, Swedish Ace, welcome back to the stream. I remember you too. Like the new look? Anyway, I was saying, what was I going to say? Yes, at the end of the day, I was so spent. I was just mentally, physically, emotionally, and socially exhausted. I laid on the floor of our house, and I just didn't move. I didn't eat. I barely breathed, and I talked to no one. And I was looking good, thank you. I appreciate that. But yeah, and I was just dead to the world. And I had to have Tori explain to them, just like, he's an introvert. He's just overwhelmed with everything right now. He's got sensory overload. It's not you, I promise. You guys are awesome, because like her friends are very, very kind people, and they're the kind of friends that's like, they don't just treat you like, okay, well, you're the fiance of my friend. They're like, okay, she likes you, I like you. Like if I am her friend, then you are my friend too. And they're very kind people, and they're very good people. Not the smartest people in every circumstance, but they are good people. But I felt bad because it feels like I'm being a dick to them, or like I'm pinning it on them. And it's like, no, I'm just a broken individual. It's fine. You're okay. Old furniture's a nightmare. There's a reason my desk is literally one of those foldable party tables. The newest piece of furniture that we own is probably, I don't think it's this desk. I think it's actually our bed frame. But after that, I think it's this desk. This desk that my computer is upon. The desk and the chair. I think the desk a little more than the chair. Well, I'm going to turn my fan on real quick. I am getting warm in here. It's been unusually cold so far south. And so we have had the heat on, and it's unusually warm in here. I totally get that. You're engaged? Yes, I am. I had an old buddy from way back in middle school come by the stream yesterday. Was it yesterday? Yeah, it was yesterday. And say the same thing. But yes, I am engaged. I am happily engaged to a lovely woman who is the one that's trying to make her way into the chat. And I don't know if she is actively doing so now and like not succeeding in it, or if she's just coping with other things at the moment because it's been a hard day. And I feel bad that I'm over here streaming while she's had a hard day. But at the same time, she's also the one pushing me to stream at this moment. She's like, no. Don't sit around with me. You go do your thing. Why don't you do your thing? Like, okay, I'll go do my thing. What? Yeah. Botch had a few people help with the move, and I barely had the energy to speak to them after all our crap was finally brought in. Yes, that's exactly what I had to go through. Like, we got... It wasn't even the only load of stuff, it was the first load to the new house, which was a 2-hour drive, one way. And Tori bought food for everyone. I think we had Arby's. And I literally laid upon the floor because we didn't have the couches move in yet. So we were all just sitting on the floor in the middle of the living room. I laid upon the floor and just like on my side and stared into nothingness as my food slowly got cold beside me, also on the floor. And it was a moment where my brain just shut down. Like I had no mental faculties in that moment. I'm surprised I even reacted to her. Here, I'm getting a brain blast. I'm gonna take these little bits out here and here, and I'll take the rest of this out there. Okay. And we're going to pop some... We're going to have to strip all of this, but for right now, I'm just going to place it. Honestly, that's a mood. Yeah. That was a mood for most of the move. It was just a trial, honestly. It's just a trial. Thus he laid upon the floor and his mind began to wander. Absolutely. Here he laid upon the floor, and his mind would see the images of a life never lived, of a time never seen, in a space never known. And meanwhile, Tori's sitting next to me on the floor and just, like, staring at me for a good 5 minutes, like, baby, you okay? And I just, like, a weak little thumbs up, and she's like, okay. And let me know. You hungry? Want me to put your food in the fridge? I'm like, uh-huh. She's like, okay, I'll put it in the fridge. I don't even think I said anything. I think I just, like, lazily took a hand and pushed the food toward her a little. She's like, okay. It was not a good day to be me. It was not a good day to be me. But we got it done, and we're in, and all is better. Maybe not well, but better. I definitely enjoy the new house more than where we were living previously. But the people who were managing our property previously are a bunch of cunts, and I will not say anything more about the situation. No, I don't need there. Yeah. Yes, where we are now is a very nice place. It's an older place. It's actually from like the 1800s or something. Which is something different for me because I'm from the north. I'm from Michigan. And so many places in the south, it's like from early 1900s, 1800s. It's got so much history behind it. I'm gonna head out for now. I'll be back if you're still going when I'm done. All right, you have fun, man. I'm probably gonna be going until about 9:30, 10 o'clock as usual. So if you're done by then, you just feel free to stop on back by. Appreciate you coming out. But yeah, being like, I feel like the sort of shock that I get from that, being a northerner going to the south, is the same sort of thing that like an American would feel going to Europe. Because everywhere in Europe is like, yeah, this place was built in like the 1600s by like some farmer with no last name. And they look at all of our places and like, oh, how cute. It's only like 60 years old and you call it old. It's like, well, yeah, because everything here is built like crap. And most of it doesn't last for 70 years, let alone 700. But they still give that like, oh, that's cute sort of thing. No! No! I gotta be very careful up there because, as you can see, I can very easily unoxidize the copper because not all of it is waxed. And matter of fact, most of it's not waxed. How long have you been building this thing? Good question. I think I joined Junicraft mid-late November, and I've been building it about that long. So, like, it took me about 4 months, something around there. I mean, this is my first time streaming it because I just got back to streaming like this week. I've been on a very long hiatus for a variety of reasons. Anyone interested in it, I posted on my Twitter about it. It's in a twit longer of just like the various reasons of like why I stream and why I stopped for a while and all that. For anyone that's particularly interested in the reasons. Anyone who's not, I totally understand. It is what it is. We're gonna expand this staircase too. So I feel like I should take it one side at a time, so I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna pop out the shovel. Pop out the shuckle. I know nothing about a Pokemans, but I know that Shuckle's supposed to be strong. Maybe at some point I'll play Pokemon on stream and just like share my lack of knowledge with all of you. I'm sure Minnie would get a kick out of that. Hope life's been treating you well. It's been treating me. It's been doing something to me. Life's been weird for a while. Life's been weird. It's part of the reason that I'm back to streaming. Because life kind of doesn't want to decide whether it wants to be good to me or not. Life just wants to decide that, like, it wants to mess with me in some way. And it can't quite decide which way it wants to do it. Ah, stairs. Dependable nemesis. Yes. Almost as good as doors. Also, hi BB. I'm glad you got it done. That is my fiance. Widen these stairs. I don't know why I've kept this mining tunnel the way it is for as long as I have. It's atrocious, in all honesty. Nope. Okay, that's fine. It's fine, it's fine. Just gonna do this. We're gonna go up. Math real quick. Take good care of him. I need more of his streams. It's very kind of you. Nope. Nope. Wrong. Incorrect. There we go. Get rid of all that. Just fill this gap in here. Is there another cave? How many fucking caves did I dig through? How many caves did I dig through for one staircase? Did I even mark off where it hits? Okay. Okay, I did hit. I did mark off where it hits the iron level. Good. I was worried for a second, like, shit, would I have to mark that off myself? It kind of butts up against it, but it's going to be fine. Reach the little corners back there. Found a gem, don't let her go. Thank you. I think so too. Feels like there's a lot of grindy bits no matter what I decide to stream. I want to promise there won't be anything like that for the next 2 streams of like Dark Souls and whatever I decide to stream on Saturday, which I still kind of think Risk of Rain, but I can't promise that. I'd argue he's a gem. Well, you would argue that. And you'd be wrong. Yeah, I can't promise that there will be no grindy bits for that. Because Dark Souls, there's always some sort of like soul grinding, especially considering I have no idea where I'm going in Dark Souls Remastered. Other than Dark Souls 2, it's the one Souls game that I have the least experience in. Well, you can't really count Demon Souls because I don't even own Demon Souls. But Dark Souls Remastered I haven't beaten, and it's going to be a real interesting start. Because on the one hand, I could start with things that I've actually beaten. Like I could start with I didn't know if my eyebrows were moving or something. I could start with like Elden Ring and work my way back. But I feel like the better way is to go chronologically. So I feel like the best way for me to do it would be to go Dark Souls 1, 2, 3, Elden Ring, because I don't have a capture card to do Bloodborne. And fuck Sekiro. Sekiro sucks. I hate it. Elden Ring, yes, I have played it. I have gotten every achievement in it. I love Elden Ring. Elden Ring got me into Souls-likes. Successfully. I bought Elden Ring because it was like, oh yeah, it's like... I bought it for the same reason I bought Sekiro back in the day. Because people were looking at Sekiro like, oh, it's the easiest FromSoft game. Don't listen to those people. Don't listen to those people. They are liars. Sekiro is the hardest Elden Ring game. Sekiro is the hardest Souls-like. The hardest. Elden Ring, on the other hand, is the easiest. It is very much the easiest because, like, as opposed to the other Dark Souls games, Elden Ring, if you meet a roadblock, you're not forced to just face it and throw yourself at it until you find an answer. You can fuck off and go somewhere else and do something else for a while and get stronger and come back. The Dark Souls games, it's all very, very linear. And so if you face a boss, you gotta beat that boss. Before you can go any further, you gotta beat that boss. And I kind of had to do that throwing myself at it routine over and over again with the Taurus Demon. Beat Elden Ring with just a whip? Nice. I think I did a little bit cheesier strats because my first playthrough I did there was still the carry and retaliation bug where you could parry your own spells with carry and retaliation. And it would just wreck bosses. Like that's the only time I've beaten Millennia is with carry and retaliation. So when I get to Elden Ring proper, I won't have any of those boons, and I will have to beat Melania proper. So that's going to be interesting. And then for a lot of it after, I used the fingerprint shield. I don't remember what it's called off the top of my head, but it's like the big-ass stone with a fingerprint, and it's a shield. And the Godskin Stitcher. And I would just do the shield and poke tactic. And it was great fun, because everything melts. Everything melts. And you stand unyielding. Whip sucks, I regret it. I mean, it could be worse. It could be worse. You could have a scythe. I still remember watching Shenpai play Elden Ring, and she went straight for the winged scythe and put nothing into vigor. And you need vigor in Elden Ring. You need that health. That health will carry you through everything. The vigor check is more than a meme. It is a way of life. Get Rivers of Blood, very good weapon. I hear that. I hear that a lot about the Rivers of Blood. I heard it was also nerfed. Is it still a good weapon? I don't know if it's still a good weapon, because I heard that the Ash of War on it was very heavily nerfed. Or it might have just been that it is now not as good for PvP. I don't know. Because I think in my... I think I'm in, like, New Game Plus 4, New Game Plus 5, or something like that. The one that I got all the achievements in. I think in that playthrough, I've got the Rivers of Blood. Because the first time around, I actually missed it. Because you can miss the Rivers of Blood. Which was not something that I knew going into it. Otherwise, I would have gotten it. But I did... I think in my first run, I did do mainly katanas. Like katanas and heater shield. So I was doing like the Uchi katana, or no, I was doing longsword. I was just doing like straight long swords. So just like any one-handed sword I would do. Because I started Vagabond. Still kind of OP, can't really dodge the attacks on it. Bloodhound Fang is OP as fuck as a starting weapon. Is the Bloodhound Fang a starting weapon? I didn't even know that. I'm gonna have a lot of stuff to relearn when it hits Elden Ring time. But I've also got to get through Dark Souls 1 and Dark Souls 2 first. Dark Souls 3 I'm not too worried about until the Lord of Cinder. Lord of Cinder kicked my ass. Like, I had to fight him a good 20 times before I got anywhere close to beating him. And many more before I actually did. It was ridiculous. Why did I put this up? I guess I must have. It's like a barrier or something, like a guardrail. Something of the sort. You can get it early on in the game and it shreds bosses. I need to get it early on. I just heard starting weapon and was like, oh, like there's a class that starts with it. But yeah, Bloodhound Fang is pretty damn cool. I can't remember what carried me into the end game the first time through I played. I remember trying out the Sword of Night and Flame for a while because people were telling me that it was so fucking powerful, and then it wasn't. And I was like, oh, well, that's kind of disappointing. Everyone's like, oh my god, Sword of Night and Flame. Oh. And then you get it, and it hits less than everything else, and I don't have enough intelligence to properly wield it. So, like, even using the forms and stuff, it's like, why would I do this when I could just get Big Sword and hit? Or just use Comet Azure and tell them fuck off? Why? Why this better? And I still have yet to answer that question. Fully upgraded, it deals 372 damage. Yeah, but great swords can double that easily. Quite easily. And great sword make Monkey Brain go, ho. Because does big fuck off numbers. And me get big stick, me hit, me bonk. Me brain get feel good chemical. Ooga booga brain do good things. Does that mean that I'm a strength simp? Yes. Yes, it does. I will not be ashamed. Give me strength. Give me vigor. I got more andesite to put in here. Yep. A gribble. Take this gribble, put it in here. Stone, andesite. And deep slate. And tough. Not granite. Nope. Stay there. Then we got moss. Bloodhound Fang is a great sword, deals 372 damage fully upgraded. Other great swords have under 300. That depends on a lot of things, though. It depends on, like, what, it depends on what, not trinkets or charms, it's fucking talismans. What talismans you're using, and your stats, and all sorts of different things. Because the scaling of weapons can really, really determine how viable they are. Plus, like I said, Ooga Booga Brain, like when hit thing with big stick. So me like hit thing with big stick. Okay. Can I chisel this into anything useful? No. No, I can't. Good. That's what I wanted to hear. That's exactly what I wanted to hear. I'm gonna have to chisel some stairs. I'm gonna have to chisel some copper stairs, aren't I? Damn it. I need more copper. Let's take like half a stack and see how many stairs we get out of it. That's nothing. We're gonna take the full stack. Oh wait, more stairs. Yay. Also gonna take this. because we are going to need every last scrap. Fortune. Put this in the offhand because need some good vibes for it. Well, offhand for that won't really work right now. On bed, see ya. Have a good night, Sweet Chase. Thanks for stopping by. Pop some of this down. Hopefully we can get a little more copper out of the situation. Oh yeah, I haven't even showed this on stream. I got a little map. Got a little map of what's where. And got some like bits to be done. I even forgot about the bits that I have to be done. So we got sugarcane farm. That should be pretty easy. Make a ceiling for the planning room. That's gonna be a little challenging. Complete the lighthouse interior. Yeah, that thing is empty. Completely empty. Fix the fucking tree farm. There's no fixing that thing. It's gonna stay broken forever. I will show you the tree farm. We're gonna go to the tree farm after we do the copper. We're gonna go to the tree farm. I'm gonna show it to you, and I'm gonna show you how broken it is. Kelp farm near smelter. Infinite fuel. It's a good idea. Awnings around taller levels. Still a good idea. Very much an aesthetic choice, but still a good idea. Automatic honey and wax farm. Yes, need. Ooh, map. Yes, map. Is good map. I like the map. I like the little bee farm there. The lighthouse over here. We are here. This is us. Right here. And we come out right here underneath the bridge. I got like another making of a bridge going that way. Actually, now that I'm thinking of it, I should make another note on the planner. What do I have? Do I have another sign? I do. Do I have another glow sack? I don't. Damn. Okay. This one won't glow, but it will still be important. Complete northwest bridge. Don't ask how I knew what I was typing. I've been on a computer for far too much of my life. And then we'll just bop, 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 bop. Now we're going to break it down. Old school style. And get as much copper as we possibly can. So we need all the copper. All of it. Every copper. We're already doing good, but we need to do better. More copper. More. Hey, look, more copper. That's convenient. I'll take those. You need to come up here. Oh yeah, that'll do. We're gonna pop that in the super smelter. Up. Sort them out. Boom. That can stay unsorted for now. I'm not too worried about it. We'll pop this in the super smelter, and then I will show you the tree farm. I will show you how fucking broken it is. It is destroyed, and that is the bridge in question. It looks like a rod, don't it? Because it is. It's a rod. There's nothing else about it, really. It just leads to the mainland. So let's see here. Fuel, input, ores only. All these motherfuckers. You can hear clicking back there. Yep. You hear that? That's the sound of progress. And we're going to let that go for just a second. And then throw the switch. You tell me I'm not supposed to be a scientist making shit like this. You tell me that. We are making the world bend to our will. And damn, it feels good. I'll take a drink real quick here. My tracking might fuck up, I don't know. That's a yes. I don't know what that face was, but we're gonna not talk about it. Let it sit for a second so it can filter out all of the stuff in the system as well. Because this will absolutely get backed up. But I don't think we got enough in there to back it up. So we're just going to throw it on, and I'm going to show you this fucking tree farm. First off, I love how you get into the tree farm. Because I looked up a way to do this. And in Minecraft, you can make many different elevators. You can make many different kinds of elevators. There are all sorts of ways to get yourself from one area to another area, but above or below. But most of them aren't really elevators. They just like shove you upward or something of the nature. This one's an actual elevator. This is a contraption you stand in that goes upward or downward. I will show you exactly what I mean. Here we have, covered by vines, the elevator. Doesn't look like much. It's because it's not. Press the button, get in. Elevator. No, well, I mean, I guess this kind of is the elevator music. But yeah, you can just look up and see the empty shaft. But, you know, it's fine. And here is the tree farm. This thing took me hours. It took me hours to build. It took me hours to understand. It took me hours to diagnose. I spent so much time on this tree farm. Let me run you through how it works. You have a bunch of stuff here. You place a sapling here. This, full of bone meal, it bone meals the tree grows. This little circuit here runs down there to that piston. When the tree grows, it completes the circuit, the piston pushes the redstone block and activates that line. If we go out here, we see that line is connected up to the pistons there and there. With me so far? Okay. Those pistons are connected to all these slime and honey blocks with all these trapdoors on them. Don't worry about these just yet. The slime blocks with trapdoors come in and they crunch the leaves. The leaves drop saplings. The saplings fall into these hoppers, and the hoppers deposit them here where they are spit out at your feet because you're standing here. Stay with me. Once the tree is grown and these push out, these also push out. They grab this line of blocks and push it forward. So what's here gets pushed over here. Okay? These are there, so these will push out. And then these are retracted. So this stays where it is. But then those get retracted by something else so they don't take this with it. They get pushed all the way out here, where you can see there's a single block of obsidian and a bunch of hoppers, water, and ice. Up there, you're not able to see it whatsoever. Maybe a little bit here. There you go. That is a TNT duplicator. It duplicates a TNT, spits out that hole right there, and drops onto the obsidian. It's far enough above the stuff that it's not in the blast radius, but it's right next to the wood. The wood gets blown up, hits the water stream, gets pushed all the way along to these, and ends up in these chests. If that sounds complicated, it is. If that sounds time-consuming, it is. If that sounds a really resource-intensive, it fucking is. And it doesn't work. Allow me to demonstrate. You can hear the TNT dropping. And it just breaks! Every time, it just breaks. And it's something to do with how things are timed. So, let me just break this, and I will explain. Fucking stop. Oh, I know why it's not. It's because that block is still there. I think that should push it along the line. Yes. Okay. So, it has something to do with the server architecture. Now, if you don't know what that means, that just means what the server is running to run Minecraft. This server runs on paper, the paper architecture. That does not mean that it doesn't speak to its performance or anything like that. The paper architecture is a very widely used server architecture for Minecraft, and it's very, very buggy because it also tries to speed up and enhance things about Minecraft and its performance, and that also includes a lot of things about redstone just straight up breaking. So what it does is it throws off the timing of the pistons. Like, I can sit here and I can flick it on and I can flick it off, and it'll be fucked up there. You can see it. But if I flick it on and then I flick it off again, it's fine. You don't see the honey blocks there anymore. So something about it just ever so slightly throws off the piston timing on the retraction. And so, because that piston timing is thrown off on the retraction, they don't retract properly. And because they don't retract properly, and because the pistons don't retract properly, it doesn't get pushed. Because the pistons also determine when these are pushed out. If the pistons don't stay here until this is pushed out, then it will not push out. And these will not go forward. This thing is completely borked, and there's not a goddamn thing I can do about it. But I still love this elevator. Rant over. For now. Anyway. All that being said, we are going to go ahead and get ready for an intermission here. Because, wow, that was a lot. And I've been hungry since the start. I've been saying this. So I am going to get myself to a safe space. And we are going to go ahead and start an intermission. And we will be back in 30 minutes. 8:30, we will be back. So, until then, I will see you guys. You're right. Damn. I've been muted this entire time. Thank you.
You're welcome, honey.
I've been alerted that no one has heard anything I've said, which is a shame because it was all great. And I'm not going to repeat it. I'm joking. I have acquired a Tory. My point in everything that I was just saying, which is a shame that it's been muted, but we're going to learn for next time, is that I want to just every day I stream, to do something good with the stream. Oh, you're throwing off the tracking a little.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's tracking her now.
Whoops. Sorry, honey bear.
It's okay. I love you, baby.
I love you too.
It's tracking her now. We broke it.
Oh no, I broke it. Oh god. I'm gonna
Yep, there I go. Oh, here I am. Cool.
I
I love you. Thank you for telling me, baby.
You're welcome. I thought my headset was broken. I'm like, can I not? I can hear the music.
No, you're fine. I did a dumb. It's fine.
I love you.
I love you.
Have a good rest of your stream.
Thank you, baby. No, the point I was getting to was that I feel like every day I stream, I want to do good. Like, I want to talk about something that matters. And this time, it was just talking about just addiction. Addiction's hard. And addiction's scary. But you don't have to go through it alone. And it feels less impactful now. Now that I had that happen. Damn it. Next time it will be better. I promise. That's irritating. But I mean, it's not even the worst time I've had it happen. If you were to look on my YouTube channel, you would find one of the old streams that I did for the Unknown Empire. Which, by the way, if anyone's watching and they're wondering, oh, where's the Unknown Empire? I haven't seen the Unknown Empire in a while. It's not coming back. I will talk about that in some time. Maybe I'll even talk about it tonight. I don't know. But what time is it actually? 9 o'clock? Yeah, I'll talk about it tonight. But during that, I actually had a stream that was a very good stream. And I felt really good about it. And then at the end of it, I realized that for some reason, I still don't know why. It didn't capture any audio at all. None. Like, it was dead silence. And it just, like, I was crestfallen. It was horrible. I still put it out. And I, like, put a disclaimer in it. And it was like, yeah, there's no audio in this whatsoever. I'm sorry. And it was bad time. But yeah, Unknown Empire. So, I mean, some of you may have been able to tell that I'm not with the Unknown Empire anymore just by the fact that I'm playing on a different server, because Junicraft is most certainly not Unknown Empire. So, what it was, I'm going to refrain from saying anything particularly condemning, because I'm still not sure of all the finer points. A lot of it has been through sort of hearsay. There are some things I can confirm that I will not talk about right now, because whether I'm correct about them or not, it could be branded as slander. And so I'm not going to take the risk of doing so. But the major point when it comes to the Unknown Empire is that we suffered from a lack of proper direction and leadership. To put it bluntly, Kento wasn't good at leading the server. He frequently left to pursue other projects that he deemed more worth his time, or just like more worth his energy and his mental capacity, I guess. Like Leaky Lantern, which he's, last I checked, still working on. His little D&D series. Which kind of burns me still, because I'm the one that introduced him to D&D. But he never really dedicated time to UE. He always really acted as a networker more than anything else. He was very good at finding people to join, but he was not very good at managing the server or keeping people engaged with what was going on the server. So it kind of fell apart, because the story runners, first Adrian and then Aaron, kind of became disenchanted one by one. And they realized that they were having more and more responsibilities packed on top of them, and that they were basically left to single-handedly write, act, and maintain a story for like 15-20 people. And they were expected to do all of this perfectly themselves. And I don't think you need me to tell you that that is not going to happen. That is a bad idea to put on anyone, let alone for free. Because these people were working for free. They were doing it as a passion project. Everyone was doing it as a passion project. One of the other things is that Kento saw it as mainly a networking opportunity. It was not about having fun. It was about everyone growing their channels. Which, for anyone that knows me, they know I only started streaming because Unknown Empire required me to. I did not really care one way or the other about content creation before then. I already had a YouTube channel and had like some very old, very deprecated videos that you can't find anymore. Don't ask me. They're all unlisted. I believe a couple of them are actually deleted. Thank God. Because, they were bad. But yeah, I didn't really care about the business side of doing YouTube and all that sort of thing like Kento did, because he very much cared about it. He really cared about it. He was all about it. And I think he still is, except less about the YouTube thing and more about the Twitch thing. Which is also a little funny, because I was doing Twitch before him, I believe. And I used to like host his streams. It was the whole thing with like the fucking Extra Life stuff, where UE did 2 separate Extra Life streams. Both times, we were made out to be much bigger and much more powerful than we were. He put forth much higher goals than we could ever accomplish. We raised $500 between them, which is not insignificant, but is not what he was expecting us to get, because he put forward way too strong of expectations on us. Both were 24-hour live streams. The second one had some problems where people weren't actually interested in taking time slots. And I believe I was one of the people that just said, okay, well, double up my time slot. Just like, give me twice as much time. And I will act for 2 people. And I believe even in the first one, like, I came back and helped run one of them. And that's where you got, like, a lot of the clips on my channel of the Unknown Empire live streams of, like, the Orb is Life and all that stuff from Portal 2. I was playing with a now disgraced Imperial. But I guess we're all kind of disgraced Imperials now. But him a little more so. That's a completely separate story. Fall of UE. So it was mismanagement by Kento mainly, but just in general, kind of. It was an overburdening on those that were running the story. That'd be Adrian, that'd be Aaron, and I believe at the end, Darkblade 2001. That led to it. It was a bit of a dissolution in just the idea of what UE used to be. Because you have people on Kento's side that were like, oh yeah, this is a creator SMP. This is for, like, making our channels big and great and all these things. And then you'd have people more on, say, my side of thinking, where it's sort of fun first and content second. And the two sides could never really get along. I guess we sort of play acted at it at first. That makes it sound insincere. It was less that we were play acting at it, and more that it was just like there were problems bubbling underneath the surface that neither side really understood were there for a while. And then we did. And then we suddenly did. And it was suddenly a very, very big problem. And one that we couldn't really resolve. I am no longer friends with Kento. Professionally or personally, I do not associate with him. That's for separate reasons. That is where it would get into the region that may be considered slander if I were to get into the reasons why. So I will not, and simply say that I am no longer associated with 343 Kento or anything he does. I had originally contemplated going through the old UE streams and scrubbing mention of him from the descriptions, because I'm not going to delete every UE stream VOD that included him. There were too many. He was one of the saviors. And for those of you who don't know, that was just the faction that we were a part of. It was called the Saviors of the Waking World. Shortened to Saviors. So it would be far too much for me to go in and, like, delete every VOD with him in it. And it'd be way more than I am capable or willing to do, to go in and, like, scrub him from the VODs themselves. So I'm not going to do that. That would be way too labor intensive for what I perceive to be very little gain. The whole UE dissolution was kind of like a bad breakup. It all came before Season 3, which was originally supposed to be Rockheim. It was supposed to be like a big old thing. At the end of Season 2, we were kind of listless and kind of like looking for direction. And since no one else wanted to step up, I stepped up. And I learned how to use World Painter, and I painted a world that could act like Rockheim. And we wanted to start to get to work in actually, like, building the world and building, like, towns and everything. And it was very slow going, and we could sort of see the forest through the trees, so to speak. We could read between the lines, me and Aaron. And so we went and made a sort of side project out of it. We called Lazarus Project, or Lazarus Initiative. That's what it was. Fucking kill me. Lazarus Initiative. And that never really took off because the 3 people that were running it, me, Aaron, and Data Arrow 404, we were all fully functional adults with lives and jobs. So it was not gonna go well. Oh, okay, my eyebrows do move. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. We were all fully functional adults with jobs and lives and things that we needed to do. So putting forth a Herculean amount of effort into something for free, it was just not in the cards for us. And so that kind of naturally fell away. I am still friends with Data and Aaron. I think Data deleted his Discord a while back, though I don't know how to get in contact with him. But if Data, if you're out there and you're doing well, I hope you are. And miss talking to you, buddy. Hit me up sometime. We'll play something. Old time's sake. Same goes to you, Aaron, if you're out there. But, you know, I can actually talk to you whenever I like. I'm just very bad about it. I'm one of those people that, like, if I'm your friend, you have to message me first. Because I'm just terrible at messaging first. Like, I will sit here and I will wonder, like, once a week, like, I wonder how this person's doing. And then I'll just never call. I'll never text, I'll never message on Discord, none of that stuff. I'll just think about, like, I should check in on them. And then I don't. And I'm terrible about it. And I know I am. Wonder if anything will happen upon summoning them? If you mean Data and Aaron, I don't think there would. I don't think anything in particular would happen. Like, I'm sure we'd probably just shoot the shit like old times. I do wonder, though, like, Aaron had an idea for something forever ago. I'll talk about it here because, like, A, next to no one's watching, and B, it was so long ago that I'm sure it's left Aaron's mind almost entirely. He had an idea called the Futon Podcast, and it had nothing to do with an actual futon. What it was it was like a stream of consciousness between friends, and it would be like himself and whoever, and it eventually ended up just being like himself, me, and whoever, and just like shooting the shit, total stream of consciousness, total just like whatever comes to your mind sort of thing. And the thing about the futon would be that it was an acronym, and whoever the guest was for that day would get to decide what the acronym stands for. Like, it was an acronym that didn't stand for anything, but it was just like, if you were the guest for that day, you decided what it meant. And I always thought that was a very fun thing to do. Like, not just the acronym thing, but the entire podcast was just fun. We recorded one episode. One. And Aaron was like, okay, I'm gonna like edit it together. I'm gonna smash it together in like Audacity or whatever the fuck, and I'm gonna put it out there. And he never did. And I don't know if he still has. I think last time I talked to him, he said he still has the audio for the Futon Podcast, and it gave me hope. Like, oh, he could actually put it out. But no, I don't think he will. I don't think he ever will. Which is a shame. But, you know, it is what it is. If anyone ever has an idea of, like, doing a Futon Podcast like that and, like, starts making episodes on the regular, hit me up and let me know about it. Because I will definitely watch it, if not want to be on it. Because that's just fun. Of course, it kind of did work with just, like, specifically Aaron. Specifically him. Because you meet people in your life that it's like, there's something about them that just keeps them talking about something new. Like, they could talk forever about nothing. Like, not in the way that a content creator or someone does, like someone like me, where you have to fill the dead space. But, like, they could hold a meaningful conversation about any particular topic. They could talk to you forever about whatever. And it will be a fun and enjoyable conversation. Like, he talked about shit that's usually, like, taboo in other circles. And it's still like, yeah, this is a fun time. I'm having a good time. And, yeah, you don't meet a whole lot of people like that, which is a shame. But, yeah. Like, it worked because he's that kind of person. And it can only really work for that kind of person. Because that kind of person is the only one that will make it interesting. Because you kind of need that guy to make it interesting. Okay. So, we have got our gubbins fully healed, or at least as fully healed as I really care to make them. What to do now? So we got this little area. I'm not sure what to do with. I think we're gonna leave this for now. Yeah, I know it's another half-finished project, but still. I think we're gonna see about something else to work on for just a little bit. Because we got 40 minutes left. Am I actually going towards stairs? I don't think I am. It feels like it's always nighttime I come out here. I'm always scared of the fucking phantoms coming to get me. Because just like, it's nighttime, bitch. But I know they're not going to just like randomly in the night. I know it takes a couple of days after sleeping for them to come after you. Did I actually sleep? I don't think I slept. Maybe my fear is justified. I'm gonna stay away from the skies in that case. Oh shit, I've still got a bow on me. I'm just gonna put it up here. Doesn't need to be anywhere in particular. So let's take a look at this and see what we could do right now. So that's never gonna be done. That's gonna take a long time. That can be done fairly quickly, but I don't know if about 40 minutes quick. Maybe that'll be something for like next week. That will take some doing. That also takes some doing. A lot of these are like not 40-minute things, but maybe we can make a ceiling for the planning room. So I need to think of like a design for it. Because we got something like this, but I want to make it something different from this. Because like you can see that it's just spruce slabs with the glowstone. It's simple, but it's nice and it works well and it makes it very nice and warm in here. Oh, hello. I've been brought gubbins. I've also been brought suckers. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I like how this is sort of warm and... Thank you. I like how this is sort of warm and like lights up the interior while also maintaining just like... It's not obtrusive, I think is what I'm getting at. It's not obtrusive. It's not ostentatious or obnoxious or anything like that. This is a much smaller space, so I don't even think this would really work too well. It needs something like horizontal as opposed to this where it's more vertical. This amplifies the depth of the room. And I need something that will amplify the width of the room more. Maybe, well, where do I have... I don't have any more. Right. I forgot that I died in the nether at one point and I lost, like, all of my all of my scaffold. So I think it's in here. Okay, cool. So let's get some bamboo. And let's get some string. Let's make some scaffolding. I think it's just this and this. Yes. So 36 scaffolding. That'll be fine for now. Just toss that back in. And... okay. What we're gonna do to keep on the task, we're gonna knock out that layer, and we're gonna knock out the opposing side. So that way, when we're digging up there, we'll know where to stop. I just knock out a torch? Yeah, I did. Okay. I shall switch back to the Silk Touch pick. Let's swap these once more. I think what it is that the oxidation effect, it amplifies only when there are when every block around it for 4 blocks is not... okay, so I think I'm gonna go on a tangent real quick. I think the oxidation effect occurs in that it will choose a random block from a 4-block radius. So like, say we're talking about this one here. Or like, say we're talking about this one. So this one will oxidize to the next level. And every so often, like, it will only oxidize to the next level if the block it picks is of a higher oxidation than the ones than itself. And every so often it will choose a random block within 4 blocks of it, and it'll say, am I a higher oxidation than this? And if it says yes, then it doesn't. And if it says no, then it does. But even then, I'm not sure. It might just affect the chances. I'm not entirely sure. I'm not a Minecraft genius. I'm not even Minecraft good. So let's build over a bit. And we can build up. I'll just pop up here. So I think we're just gonna make it this tall, just by necessity. So we're just gonna clear out the square for now, so that way we can design it later, because the design is really what's gonna take forever. Oh. And that's why we dig out that block. So we know where to stop. We've gone one way, and now we're going to go the other way. Oh, and we stop again. And we're just going to dig this out. Hope everyone out there is doing okay tonight. Hope everyone's having a lovely time in the stream, or have had a lovely time in the stream. Because I've had a nice time tonight. I'm glad that the VTubing stuff is working out. That it's working pretty well. I am going to change certain things about my avatar. Every so often, like, I'm gonna just tweak something. I want to get this perfect. And I know that's kind of an impossible goal to reach. But I want to get things perfect where I'm happy with them. And unfortunately, a lot of times that means I'm never going to stop working on it. But that's just sort of what it is at this point. Oh no. I knocked out a block I shouldn't have. No. No, stare. Stare, please. Stare, no. Oh, good. Yeah, like, one of the things that I do intend to do is to improve the face tracking. But to do that, I know that I would need a couple of things. But the most likely thing that I would need is a better quality model. Like, I'm not bashing Vroid or anything. But Vroid models, they're not made for facial tracking. They're not made for the VTubing thing. They never were. They were made, I believe, first and foremost for, like, VR chat and the like. Which, I could absolutely use this as an avatar in VR chat. And I could do things that way, but it would require me to set up my Vive. And everything as it is, kind of hard to do. I mean, I've got room for it. It's a pain in the ass. And I think my other Vive base station is still packed away somewhere. So I don't actually know where it is. I shouldn't have knocked that one out either, but it's fine. Or that one. It's fine. We'll just knock it out like this. I haven't played VR chat in a while. Like, I'm just thinking back on it now because my first experience with Vroid was making an avatar in VR chat. And I feel like this one came out a lot better than that one did. Especially considering, like, back at that point, I don't think Vroid was meant to make male avatars. I think at that point it was still primarily meant for female avatars. And I was trying to make a male avatar with it, and it just did not like that. But yeah. Maybe one of these days, maybe one of these days I will do VR chat for a Saturday stream or something. Maybe even do like a VR chat meetup or something like that, if the need ever arose for one. 'Cause that'd be something I'd like to do. I do miss VR chat. Like, I know that it's kind of like, I've tried the alternatives after the whole debacle with easy anti-cheat. Because I'm still very much on the side of no, they shouldn't have it. For those of you that don't know, easy anti-cheat was implemented with VR chat and kind of broke a lot of very important things, including a lot of mods that were not meant to be malicious in any way to anyone, but instead helped certain users with accessibility issues that were just an inherent thing in VR chat. And though they did add them after, that's still part of the problem. They added them after implementing easy anti-cheat instead of before implementing easy anti-cheat, which meant that it was reactionary. That it was not a part of the plan, because if it was a part of the plan, they would do it first and foremost. They would say, okay, we are going to address these issues now, and then we are going to implement EAC to get rid of the harmful modders and whatnot. And even then, like, VRC is still a lawless land. Like, you'll still get crashers and all sorts of things all around the place. They're not gone because of EAC. Like, they're not gone at all. But I do still miss VRC. I do still miss it. Oh, what up? I thought this sounded familiar. It's a lo-fi remix of the Critical Role intro from Season 2. And what was originally proposed to be the intro for Legends of Vox Machina. Little fun fact for someone who didn't know out there is that Your Turn to Roll was originally proposed to have like a somewhat altered version and be the intro music for Legends of Vox Machina. Or no, I don't think it's Legends. I think it's Legend of Vox Machina, singular. Because they are telling the Legend of Vox Machina. I don't know why I keep thinking it's Legends. Oh, they even got like dice rolling as part of the song. That's cool. But yeah, I'm sorry. I get so easily distracted by this shit. But no, I do miss the VR chat stuff because you will find some of the craziest social encounters in VRC. Like, I actually have a review on my Steam account of my first encounter in VR chat where it was like I was put up to a shotgun wedding and then that led into a shotgun divorce. And then just everyone went out for drinks and never have I ever. And it was the most surreal thing, and it really did sort of bring it across to me that, wow, the metaverse is a very different place. Like the whole bit of, you know, a virtual world. It really is. And it takes an experience like that to really understand what they mean by that. And it is a world that is so like our own. And yet, you can experience things there that you never would here. Like, you'd never get that shit just in real life. You'd never just walk around and have someone do that. That would never just happen to you. But in VR chat, it does. It does, and it's quite frequent. What's more, I am painfully introverted. Anyone will tell you this. I am painfully introverted. I hate people, and I hate talking with people, and I hate just socializing and fraternizing with people. That's why I have this mandatory socialization. Even though no one else is on the server, it still counts. Okay? I'm not a people person. I can be a people person. I'm good at being a people person because I spent years in retail becoming a people person. But I hate being a people person. I hate the act of doing so. And I never want to be forced to be a people person again. But in VR chat, I have never had an instance where I logged into VR chat and I, like, every time I've logged into VR chat, I have found a friend. I have found a friend. I have found someone that I can bond with, and I have found someone that has similar interests, and someone that I can shoot the shit with about whatever. Like, one time, I found a friend that we just talked about voice acting. Nothing particular, just like the different things you can do with voices and accents and all sorts of things, and like the technical, the technical aspects of voice acting and like what it takes to change your voice and the different ways you can change your voice. We talked about that for an hour and a half. That's friendship. That's a strange and beautiful friendship. And that's the kind of thing that you're not going to find in the real world. You're not going to randomly find someone and shoot the shit about how you do accents. That's not going to happen. It's only going to happen somewhere like VRC. So it very much has a very fond place in my heart. Because it is so unlike anything else in the world. And no matter how much things like Chill Out VR or Neos may try to, they're never going to quite capture the magic. Because A, they don't have the player base. That's pretty important. And B, there's just something different. There's something missing that you can't quite put your finger on. And you can spend your entire life looking through these places, and you may never find it. But at the same time, there are places in these worlds that will appeal to everyone. Like, not just painfully socially introverted people like me. Like, you can go in there and you can find worlds that defy logic. You can find places that defy the laws of gravity. You can find museums full of liminal spaces. You can find, like, interactive race courses where you are catapulted through the air by little bands on your wrists. You can find so many cool things to do in VR chat you'll never find anywhere else. And it is a very special thing. And it's something that just can't be replicated. Okay, so it looks like we've got ourselves a base. We got ourselves a nice little hollowed area for this ceiling. But I think we're going to leave the designing and whatnot to the next stream, or to next week, I suppose. So let's go ahead and go to the intermission here. Alrighty, so thank you everyone for being in the stream. It has been very fun, and I am glad to hear of the positive reactions to the Vroid VTuber model. I've worked quite a bit on it. I haven't worked too much on the model itself, but it just sort of comes with time. I've more been working on the technical side of things, and it does get a little bit difficult. Like, just figuring out the keybinds is still kind of a pain in the ass. It's probably going to be for a while, but still, I'm very glad that it's going over so well, and I hope it keeps going over well, because things have been honestly a lot better this time around. I got very discouraged the last time that I tried doing the whole stream thing, but this time it seems to have gone much better, and that gives me a lot of hope as to the future and as to how things are going to go from now on. So thank you everyone for joining me today. Thank you to Tori and Swedish Ace and to Minnie for being in the chat. Thank you to all of you out there who have not been in the chat, but I still see you anyway. I see you out there. You're all there, and I appreciate all of you. And we are going to go ahead and end it off today. Remember, we are going to be streaming tomorrow. It's going to be Souls Day, and we are going to start our Dark Souls remastered run. And Souls Day, we're going to be going through each Dark Souls game in turn until we eventually beat them all. And then at which point, I don't know, we'll start a different game series, I guess. No. But that will be at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, just the same as every other time. You can also find that in the scheduling as well as in the cards below. Speaking of the cards below, if you are on the Twitch, you can go check out my YouTube for the VODs. I've been a bad and did not put the previous VOD up for stream or scheduling. I'm going to do that as soon as we end the stream tonight, so you will be able to see both yesterday and the day before's VODs. Anyone on YouTube watching this VOD? First of all, hello. Second, do you like the VTuber avatar? I keep wanting to say VR chat. Do you like the VTuber? I do hope you do. And if you want to join in the fun, hey, look at the description thing, and there is a link to the Twitch, and you can join there. And to them and to all of you in the Twitch chat, you can follow whenever you like. It's free. It costs you nothing. And it helps me, because it means you get blasted with some sort of notification every time I go live, which means there's more of a chance you'll come back. Please come back. I'm so lonely. And as well, if you want to help support me a little bit more than that, you can either show it to your friends if they're into this sort of thing. I don't know why they would be, but hey, if they are, I'm not going to judge them. Or you can actually in the... Oh, I'm so bad at these things. In the little panels down below, there's a tip jar. And if you feel so inclined, you can float a little money my way. Every little bit helps, every little bit counts, and me love you long time. So, thank you everyone, finally, for watching. And I hope to see you all in the next one.